Talk about your worst scar. Ah, it's on my face. Actually, can you see it if I zoom in? Kind of. It's right here. There's like, oh, you can see it shining. Ooh. Yep, that, and then it actually goes to here. So from there to there, I have a Harry Potter sign. Hi. Okay, so this is my first recorded video after the one that you just saw. I had mentioned that I'm not a good editor, but I wanted to try, so I figured let's try with something that'll be more simple that doesn't have a lot of stuff going on in the video. Like, eventually I'll do makeup and, of course, add gaming content. However, just to keep it simple and so I can learn, we're gonna do a get to know me. I asked on Twitter, well, on my alt account, I have 2 Twitter accounts, for y'all to ask me some questions that I should answer here. So I'm going to do that now. Let's get started. Oh, this was a good one. What are your favorite foods of each primary nationality? American, Mexican, Italian, French, Japanese, and Chinese. Okay, so for American, I would say gumbo. I know that that's not like a traditional American dish, but I'm from Louisiana and grew up eating gumbo, and it is my favorite thing to eat as well make here, so at least from America. Yeah. Mexican, I would say pozole. So I call it, personally, I call it the Mexican version of gumbo, pozole. My friends make it out here, and it's just so divine. So, like, I'll make gumbo for them, and they'll make pozole for me, and it's my favorite. Italian, I would say cannolis. I'm not a big fan of, like, pizza and spaghetti. I do love pastas. Yeah, I mean, cannoli. Easy. French fries. That's a joke. I'm sorry. No, for French, I would actually say ratatouille. I have been making ratatouille for years. It's so good. If you've never actually made ratatouille, highly recommend. It's so yummy. Japanese, I would say mochi. I like mochi in so many kinds of forms, but I really like it with ice cream. I think that it's super delicious. It's just got like the softest texture, and I like the method of making it. I think it's so cool. So, yes, mochi. And then as for Chinese, I would say Peking duck. I had it for the first time in China in 2019, and it was amazing. I had it in Jingzhou, and I think about it constantly. Like, mouth is watering. Oh, yes. Also, there was a nationality that wasn't added in this particular list, but I wanted to add it because Philippines. So I love Filipino food so much. My best friend is Filipino, and I would say sinigang. I love sinigang and lumpia. It's so hard to choose one. But yeah, so those are the foods that I like. Oh, this question's sweet. How are you? Thank you for asking. I'm all right. Um, we lost somebody recently, and so it's been really hard, especially after the holidays. And there's a lot going on in my life, things that I'm working toward and trying to figure out. But all in all, been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 on stream, and it's made me really happy. I appreciate our community so much. So I'm all right. Thank you. What's your go-to routine for winding down after a long, busy day? Well, it really depends. But as soon as I'm done with everything, I go straight to the bathroom and take a bath or wash my face or just do something that relaxes me. I don't go with the whole 9 yards, like it's not a face mask or anything like that. I literally just do my skincare routine, get on my comfies, and snuggle up in bed with my cat. And then I'll turn on some bubblegum from my brain, which some people call it trash TV. I do not. I call it bubblegum for my brain, thanks to my friend Noah's dad calling it that one day, and it resonated with me so much because it's not trash for your brain. It's something that'll just let you kind of chew on it. Like, you don't have to pay too much attention. It's not taking so much out of you that you have to process. It's just bubblegum. So yeah, I like to do that and then go to bed and do it all again the next day. Okay, this is a big question. Favorite genres of games, movies, books, all of the above. Okay, let's start with games. Favorite genres. I love RPGs. I love MMOs. And I love simulation. So, yeah. Those are pretty much my top. Now, of course, I really love watching horror games. Or if it's a multiplayer option, then I will play horror games with friends. Love that. Phasmophobia, Devour, Dead by Daylight. So good. Love those options. But if I'm playing a solo one, like Amnesia or just anything like that, it's petrifying to me, but I love watching it. I want to see your reactions, not mine. As for movies, horror is also my favorite genre. Love horror so much, but I also really enjoy, as for like shows, I enjoy K-dramas, and within K-dramas, it's kind of a bit of everything as well. I like good action, I like slice of life, and the one thing that I kind of shy away from in any regard to like movies or books or shows is romance. I don't want to really see it. I could care less. Actually, no, I couldn't care less. So, and being asexual, I'm just like, I want the kapow and the funnies and the ah. So that's me personally. And then as for books, fantasy. I'm so drawn to fantasy as well as, you guessed it, horror. I love horror, okay? I think it's so cool. Ooh, but as for anime, I know that wasn't asked, but I love me some anime. Which, speaking of, Attack on Titan, new season is out. I love all kinds of anime. I'm really not opposed to any, to be fair. When someone says classical music, what song comes to mind? Easy. In the Mood by Glenn Miller. Sure, it's not exactly what you're thinking whenever you think of classical. It's probably more so like Beethoven and Mozart and things like that most people tend to have their brains go toward. But no, Glenn Miller for me. I can go on. I love that song. I used to dance to it all the time with my mom. And it just has like a really close place in my heart. So yeah, Glenn Miller, In the Mood. What is your dream vacation? So I'm somebody who has so much wanderlust. I want to see the world. And my dream vacation, I have already been there, but like my heart, my soul feels a connection that I just want to go back again and experience it for a longer period. But it would be Wuxian, China. It was beautiful, like the waterways and the town that is like in this canal city. It's absolutely beautiful, and there's something so serene about it that just really draws my soul. I would also really love to go back to Northern California, near the giant redwood trees. I got to visit there in 2020, and it was just stunning. Now, a place that I've never been that I would love to, and it might seem silly to some, but for me, I want to visit Scotland. I've never been to the UK, and I am Scottish, so you just have that draw of going somewhere that you have ancestry from. Same with pretty much anywhere in Europe. So I'm also French and all the good stuff, you know. I would really like to visit around there just to see where I come from. What is your favorite food? Ah, this one wasn't asked. My favorite food is potatoes. just potatoes. Specifically, mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. You can make them so many different kinds of ways. You can put cheese in them. You can put bacon in them. You can put kimchi in them. Don't knock it till you try it. It's absolutely delicious. You can do so much with potatoes. French fries, baked potatoes. You got sweet potatoes. That you can fry potatoes. You can boil them. You can bake them. Yeah. I love potatoes. Who's your favorite singer slash group? Fatboy Slim and Daft Punk and Gorillaz. I really love them. Now, don't get me wrong. I love tons and tons and tons of different musical artists, and I can give you tons of different genres and songs from each genre that I'm obsessed with. But those three bands in particular have been ones that I grew up with, and I still listen to them all the time. You can just ask my family. They're always like, Sam, we've heard this 50 times already. Can we change it? And I say, no, I'm a creature of habit, okay? And I will play something until everybody hates it, but I still love it. It's the same with new songs. When I get a new song, I'm just like, yes, repeat, baby. Yes. But those. Talk about your worst scar. It's on my face. Actually, can you see it if I zoom in? Kind of. It's right here. There's like, oh, you can see it shining. Ooh. Yep. That, and then it actually goes to here. So from there to there, I have a Harry Potter scar. But from there to there, it was sliced. And now, let me tell you the quick story. Actually, I'm a dirty rotten liar. I have two favorite scars. Worst scars. I'll tell you the second one. So for this one, when I was little, I would say probably roughly 7, 8, 9 age-wise, we went to this bookstore called Books A Million every Saturday with my family. Also, I'm from a family of 6. Anyway, because 2 of my elder brothers were in Pokemon tournaments. We're a really cool family, okay? And my sister and I, we were kind of walking around the bookstore, just looking at things. And then you know those, I don't know what they're called, like squishy little toys that like you squeeze it and it like squeezes out, and yeah, like they just keep doing that. There were these 2 older guys. I would assume they're teenagers, but because if they're adults and what they did, very upset. Regardless, I was walking around with my sister, and there were these 2 guys like literally tossing those all around the bookstore. And my sister and I were walking back toward the Pokemon tournament, and then we were going down an aisle, and it opened up into, you know, a cross-section aisle, and there were 2 or 4 bookshelves on each side, like the little standalone spinny ones. So on each corner of that little crossway, and my sister kept walking, and what I did, and I don't know really what compelled me, but it's like I just knew. I stopped. Like my sister was gone out of sight at that point, and I stopped before I got into the cross section because I felt that something bad was going to happen, and I didn't know why. Like there's nothing going on. And so as soon as I walked, as soon as I got into the middle of that cross section, these 2 kids came around, bumped into me because they weren't paying attention. They were throwing that little toy, and my face hit a bookshelf and it sliced me. And I was screaming bloody murder. And my mom didn't even recognize my voice because she said that the screech and like the crying that was happening sounded like an infant. So the part that's most frustrating about this story is the fact that one of the kids or guys, hopefully not an adult, this is what upset me, said, "Get up, loser," and ran away. And I had blood pouring from my face. Like it wasn't like a cat scratch where there's a little bit of red happening. I had blood. Yeah, got rushed to the hospital and got stitches. It was great. However, the other one is this one. On my hand. Look at how gnarly that is. Look, you can even tell my hand, like, this finger doesn't straighten out. And I can't fully make a normal fist. Look at how cool it is, though. Okay, quick story for that, too. So, this one I got in December 2019. No, 18. 17? I got it in December one year. And when was it? 18. Let's say 18. That sounds right. Yes. Oh, I'm so silly. It was 18 because I had my finger cast in China in 2019. 2018, December. I was at my worship team's Christmas party at church, and we were playing little games, like just mini games here and there. And then the last game of the night was, and I hadn't participated in any of them just because I was all dressed up really nice and pretty, and I didn't want to. And it was musical chairs. Musical chairs, the first original battle royale. So what happened was, one of my friends was like, Sam, you haven't played any of these yet. And I said, I cannot play musical chairs. I am not clumsy, but I am accident prone. Things are attracted to me. And I said this, and I was like, you don't understand. I'm going to get hurt. And reluctantly, I started playing. And so we got through the first or like we were doing the circle or whatever, and the music stopped. I sat down. Like I had a seat and I was doing great. And there was an empty seat next to me, but like on the other side of the circle, two of my girlfriends were fighting over a chair. And I was being nice. My first mistake. And I yelled and like was patting on the chair next to me, and I was like, there's a chair right here. And as I was doing that, because it just happened so fast, one of the girls came around, and as I was patting, she like sat on my finger and pushed it all the way back, and it broke it. And I tried to, at first we thought it was a finger jam, but I kind of knew it wasn't because I played basketball, and I was like, I've had several jams, but whatever, yeah, it's fine. And so I started self-medicating it. And then like I noticed it was just still swollen and like discolored and everything. I was like, wow, this really sucks. So I went to CVS and I got like a finger splint, and I kept it on there because I was like, man, it's not healing. And then I noticed that I wasn't able to bend it because I guess like it fused. The my whole knuckle like fused with like veins. Like think of a tree rooting. It did that, and so my finger was like stuck, flicking people off. Like I would drive the car, flicking people off and things like that. And my doctors had no idea what was going on because, you know, x-rays and stuff, like it showed that it wasn't like normal, but and then a CT scan was like, okay, something's weird here, but we still can't really see. And so finally, in the actual surgery, after I woke up, the doctor or my surgeon, she was just like, yeah, I literally had to go in and like cut so you could be able to bend it again. And then I did like a year and a half or so of occupational therapy to be able to bend it again. So, but that's why it's lazy now, my tendon. Yeah, that was a really fun one. Also, there are more questions, but I'm sure this is already a pretty long video. Maybe we'll do another one another time. But thank y'all so much. This journey is going to be fun. I'm really excited about it. I want to do some makeup looks. What would y'all like to see? I think I'll start with, wow, my brain changes things fast. I think I will start with kind of how I get ready for stream. Like I have to actually do my makeup live on stream a lot of times, but that way it can be something you come back to. Maybe I'll show you different ways of how I do my eyeliner, because I like to mess with my eyeliner. And yeah. Thanks for being here. Okay. Well, thank you, Samily. Stay extra magical. Actually, stay extra magical.